Today I'm going to speak about being 13 and having a stepfather, a psychologist for a stepfather, with a divorced mother. So, you've seen my other YouTube videos. Victimizing myself and whatnot. Anyway, so this psychologist that married my mother at 12 years old, when I was 12-ish, kept telling and convincing my mother that I was crazy, that I'm a criminal, that I should be hospitalized and whatnot. And he had a way, because he's a doctor. He used his methods, I guess, to brainwash my mother. Me and my mother used to be chill. Like, we used to just smoke hookah and like talk about things openly and whatnot. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing, but you married a woman with children. You should not, you should take responsibility, be a man and own up, especially if you're in a position like that, a doctor, a psychologist that understands these kind of situations. Anyway, since I was 12, 13, he's been telling my mom, yo, he's crazy, this, that. So my mother kept calling the ambulances and getting me evaluated. Eventually at 17, 18, my stepfather called the cops on me, saying I stole my own car. The car wasn't under his name. The car ended up being under my grandfather's name, which he gave me as a gift for my 17, 18th birthday. Then again, another way to get me out of the house, I guess, I don't know why. Maybe he just didn't want me there, or maybe I reminded my mom of her first husband, or I don't know what, why, and how, but since I was 12, 13, I remember hospital visits. I remember psychology, like him practicing psychology on me, on my sister, my mother, all types of ways and theories and like sly, whatever. Maybe he says I'm sly, and maybe this is the words he uses to my mother. I would say I respect the guy, but honestly, my last trip to New York, coming over to my mother's house, and him not even being a man and coming to like welcome me from a long flight, he just straight up said, "You're not welcome here to the home where I grew up in with my mother and my sister, right, alone, because my dad dipped at 10 years old." And I'm the criminal here, right? Being falsely accused of having a mental illness or stealing my own car. I'm the criminal. I'm the bad guy now. And then you're gonna complain when you scream and get your ass beat, right? You deserve it because you're not acting right. You have the license and you're using it wrongly. You could do so much for the community and your stepson, and you sit there in your debt with your sly ways. and your abuse of authority because you have a name and a license and a little private practice, you're still human. It's not right. And justice will be served. I feel like my mother is completely brainwashed. Like, I barely talk to her now, barely calls me. All because of one human that decided to go to college for a long time. I don't know, he bragged about 13 or 14 years being in school. Ooh. And just having this type of power over an individual since I was 12, 13 years old. I guess he saw an opportunity. Maybe for the good, maybe for the bad, but who's the one hurt here? Who's the one on the street at 22 years old because he never had a chance because his stepdad and his stepmother always kept calling the police and mental institutions instead of putting him into a college or putting him into the military or getting him a job or just investing in him. No. They did the opposite, thinking that it'll help me, thinking they know what's best instead of giving me love and showing me love unexceptionally. No, let's show him tough love. Let's throw him through to the street and watch him grow stronger. No, it doesn't happen. People die in the street. People get addicted to drugs. People get stabbed on the street. Thank God for me, I didn't get in those positions. Very close. Thank God not. But this ain't right. It's not right. Parents and family, your kids are technically you. You share the same blood. So that means your child is you. And you are your child. So why not invest in the plants we grow instead of growing them up and then throwing them out to the trash? What a waste. What a waste. Of your own bloodline. It's you. It's your bloodline. It's your offspring at the end of the day. Right? I'm just gonna say what's right. I'm gonna talk the truth about what people do behind closed doors too. People be repping one thing, saying, talking about one thing, acting totally different. Practice what you preach. You're a psychologist. You're a person that helps people.